Greetings, Masandawana. We are back with the latest installment of the Hello Corner as we bring you the first match preview of the season. Mamelodi Sundowns versus Polokwane City in the MTN 8 quarter final on Sunday at Lucas Masterpieces Muripe at 3 o'clock. Raps, how are you?
As I'm not fine, man. I need to see a barber and then I need to cut my hair, man. I see we're not sharply scope and hey, my hair looks messy, man. Hey, I'm not okay, man.
Yeah, and I decided to go see a barber. I mean, I was way too tired of recording that in bucket hair till it man. Yeah. Firstly, man, let me start by thanking everyone who listened to our cries last week when we dropped the season preview and we asked Masanda Wana to please subscribe to our channel, man. Please continue doing so and help us grow this channel, man. Raps, first official match of the season. Uh, is it a must win? How important is it that we win this game?
I think for every team, it is so important to have a great start. I think it sets the mood in the camp and the players get excited and also it instills confidence within the players. So I think we need to get the first win in our Sunday game against Polokwane City. So and also the enemies are watching. So it's so important to get that first win for the season and build the confidence from that win and proceed to the other games, man.
Tlohela batho bale mfethu. Tlohela batho bale. Focus on us mfethu. Yeah, but I think it is a must-win game. Or the reason I say so, Corey, it's the first game of the season. A win brings that feel-good factor into the dressing room. And another thing is that if we don't win this game, our next match will be around mid-September. It will either be our league open against Supersport or the second round, the CAF Champions League playoff preliminary round. Ne? So imagine we don't play a match or a game of consequence between now and around mid-September. I do not think that will be good for us. I was watching Mojela, I was still his Ali Live really as Sangua Galaxy on Monday, and Mujala asked Spio how many day offs were they given after they lost on Sunday. And Famu said 14 days. That's 2 weeks off, having had preseason. So you having the preseason age who I do not think that's good, man. So hence I'm saying it is a must win. You don't want to sit out for such a long time, man. Perhaps what have you made of Coach Mangoba? I emphasize the name, the cue there, because last week, rightfully so, a lot of people were not happy with how you pronounce the name, his name. So, what have you made of Coach Mangoba's uh, press conferences since being appointed head coach?
Yeah, and I think one thing about Coach isn't Mangoba, is that
Mango, Kwakwa.
Mangoba.
Yes, okay, it's a bit like you also Q Kasut.
One thing about Coach Mangoba is that you always get a maturity in his answers, man. He tries to answer every question to his best ability and he gives you the full knowledge. And where he can't answer, he tells the journalist that this should be answered by the management because of I'm not part of the management. But one thing that has impressed me about Mangoba is that he's also insightful in terms of how we are going to play and also he's giving us that a knowledge or that expectation of what can we expect in this season because of remember that interview with Lorenzo where he gave information about the system that we are going to play and also the benefits or the advantage of that system. So he gives you that assurity as a fan, you get excited by what we can expect from him as a coach, man.
Yeah, I know. Not the thing that Coach Mangoba that impresses me give a clarity with regards to
Yeah.
how we're going to play and what we can expect as a defense. I really like that, and I really like the fact that he doesn't shy away from the fact that he knows how important it is for Sundowns to win this CAF Champions League. And in every press conference or interview, he mentions how pivotal it is that Sundowns wins this Champions League, and how he plans to go about it, the system that we will play. And I was listening to, I don't remember whether it was the Sundowns YouTube channel or one of the interviews where he mentioned Tabaya not playing a tall striker because it plays into the hands of the North Africans, which is true because come to think of it, if we used to think of how we need Profile Yabo, Alfonso, those tall
Franco.
strikers, Franco when you go to North Africa, and it plays to their hands. North Africans hate nippy players, quick players who are quick to turn and who challenge them. So I really, really like that. I think when we lost Coach Hulan, I'm not gonna shy away from it. I'm a huge fan of Coach Hulan, and there was that the fear of the unknown crippled a lot of us, But I always emphasize though, if when Coach Hulani leaves, the next coach should be a South African and Mangoba to take over. So as soon as Coach Mangoba, there was clarity, he might be the one taking over. I was relaxed. One, he's a very brilliant coach. I think at times people forget how good a coach Mangoba Mleti is. So I'm really, really excited listening to Coach Mangoba. I think he speaks a great game, but he doesn't just speak it. He plays a great game. So looking forward to the forthcoming season. Perhaps we are taking on Polokwane City on Sunday. This team, they just came back. Last season was their first season in the DSTV Premier League after quite some time. They didn't just stay up; they were able to qualify for the MTN 8. How impressive is that, Jorge? They didn't just stay up, because I find it really, really impressive. That their first season, they were not fighting a relegation. They were not in the battle mole, at the bottom end of the log. And I think their head coach, Puchi Mohafe, has done an excellent job, and he deserves all the credit. He is working a squad of a lot of unknown players, so he's done a really, really, really great job, I must say. Your thoughts?
I think that they've done very well in the previous season. I think the thing that helped them last season is that they tried to keep the core that they had in the NFD, because of some of these teams, when they gain promotion to the PSL, they release a lot of their players, so it affects how they move when they get to the PSL. So I think Polokwane City, they did very well by trying to keep some of the players that were with them in the NFD. And also what has impressed me the most is that against top teams, like you could see that they were fighting and they did well, and also they managed to accumulate points from the big teams as well. And also the one thing that I wanted to speak about is that you look at teams like Cheap. I mean, the last time they were in the top 8, I think it was 6 or 7 years, 7 seasons ago. But Polokwane, they just came back to the PSL, and in their first season, they managed to be in the top 8. So I think it is quite impressive, because of some of the teams. Once they gain promotion and they come to the PSL, you know that they will fight in the relegation zone. So I think for Cheap, I mean, they've done very well. And
Polokwane.
now Polokwane, I mean, and now it's going to be difficult because of they need to maintain that standard, because of they don't want to drop outside the top 8. So now the pressure it is within them, so that they can get to a level higher and maybe fight for a top 6 or top 5, man.
Mhm. But now I think as long as they stay in the top 8, it will be, even if
Yeah,
they finish 8th, it will be another great season. Because this
yeah,
team, I checked almost every PSL team, and the Liverpool of the Betway Premier League. I don't think they've signed anyone because I can't find any player that a new name that they've signed. But I must say, them keeping Apollos and Matulu is great for them going into the new season. Let's talk about game expectations, Raps. Last season, they came to Loftus in the second round of the league towards the end of the year and got an impressive nil-nil draw. They implemented a system that absolutely frustrates me. It's a great one because it's not a low block or anything, but it's man-to-man marking from high up. A system that's used by Gasparini at Atalanta. We saw him win the Europa League and do well for Atalanta last season. And then they implemented that man marking system. Do you see them doing implementing the same system, or you think they will change? Because I think they will change. Because of how we now play, we in our build-up phase in the first third, we don't have as many players as we did last season. We have more players in the second and final third. So I think it will work against them trying to man mark us high up and then leave themselves exposed in their first third, which is our final third, né? Because we can play a long ball or quickly bypass their man-to-man marking. Your thoughts?
Yeah, and I think man marking system in the first game of the season, I think it might be tricky for them because of you haven't had enough time to analyze your opponent. So I think they will try and sit back and absorb that pressure from Mamelodi Sundowns and try to play on transition. And also, man marking against a team like Sundowns, it is dangerous because of there's a lot of mobility in our middle field and also in our final field. So it will be difficult for their players to drag some of our players because of we interchange the positions. So I think when you lose your man in the man matching system, that's where the oppositions might capitalize and punish you. So I think man marking with how we play now, I think it will work against them because of we play for high tempo. There's interchange of positions. We move the ball faster. And one thing about Mangoba said already, he wants to get to the final third faster. He doesn't want us to build up the ball slow and we delay the progress of getting to the final third quickly. So I think this season we're playing faster, and when we recycle the ball, we recycle the ball with the pace, unlike we slow down and we give the opponent a time to man mark and also to adjust their structure. So I think it will be very difficult for them to implement that man marking strategy against us with the type of football that we are playing this season, man.
Yeah, man. The other thing that I expect from Sundowns, Coach Mangoba open media open day, MTN 8, he mentioned in the past, the one mistake that he feels the team used to do was play these new signings early. In this game, he will play the guys that have played. Not Majita who are new will not get any game time, but the guys who've been there, understand the club much better, will be the ones who start. So I think guys know that they have to impress the new technical team. They will be fighting for possessions. So I expect a very a good game from Sundowns. I think the biggest threat there, these guys will obviously come from the individual brilliance, Ospina ne? And I think another threat will come from the counter, because now we move the ball faster, ne? And the quicker you move the ball, the more likely you are to lose possession. You at times you don't have that control, that full control, like last season where we were slow and we paced ourselves. So this means our rest defense needs to be proper if we lose the ball high up and we're not susceptible to the what do you call this, counter attacks from these guys. The other thing that Coach Manova mentions is that in attack they double up on the wide channels, so we need to be really careful of that. With us moving the ball quicker and obviously the fullbacks overlapping, I need to see a final product Yamudawi Kuliso being great, man, because he will be getting high up and his ball into the box needs to improve, which is one of something that's a weakness here, Khuliso. So hopefully he's worked on it, and he is able to help us in that aspect. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, no, I think speaking about the rest defense, I think we need to be organized with our rest defense because of this season we have the midfield line closer to the front three. So that means there's a huge gap between our midfield and our defense. And a team like Polokwane City that is likely to play on transition, we need to be able to apply an organized rest defense and ensure that once we lose the ball, we regain that position within shorter space of time. Because of if we allow them to utilize that gap between our defense as well as our middle field, I think that's where they might use the space and take advantage and maybe punish us. So I think it is very important for us to manage that gap between our middle field and our defense, because of once we nullify them that space, I think we'll limit them in terms of the creativity and trying to penetrate through our defense and create goal scoring opportunities.
Yeah, man. Let's get into the lineups, Raps. Give me yours.
I'll have Ronan Williams. I'll have Mudau as my right back. Grant Kekan, my right centre back. Ntobi Mvala, my left centre back. As well as Teres Mashuho, who is my left back. Then my midfield three, I'll have Tebo Mukwena, Marcelo Allende, and Aubrey Mudiba. Then my front three will be Lucas Ribeiro, Temba Zwane, and Peter Shalulile.
Okay. There's question marks surrounding availability of Gonza when you look at the fact that he had an op, and two, he didn't have preseason leaded team. So I'm not sure if he's fully fit to start, this game. So now we go for someone who surprised a lot of people. I'll go for Shabalala, and I have my reasons for that. I'll go for Mudau Kekana, and my lineup always has Rivaldo Gauthier, and then Mudiba at left back, my midfield three, Timo Kwena, Alende Zwane, and then my forwards, Ribeiro Shalulile, as well as Mabena. Score prediction?
I think we'll win 3-1.
I will go for 2-0. Perhaps before we end this, man, who should be Sundowns' number two goalkeeper and why?
I think for me, I'll opt for Jody February. I think he has the experience. He played for Ajax as well as he has been watching top goalkeepers like Ronan Williams. I believe that he's learning a lot from the number one goalkeeper. And also, I think his ability in terms of shot stopping, I think he has impressed me the most because of he the primary duty of the goalkeeper is to save the balls from go inside the net. So I think in that department he does very well. But the only thing that lets him down, I think it is his ability on the feet. Man, he doesn't give you what we get from Ronwen. And with the type of football that we play and the system that we play, obviously you need a goalkeeper that will be able to break the line and help you to advance to the next face of the pitch. So I think that's what we don't get from him. Unlike that Ronan can make a 30-meter pass and we are able to break the line of the opponent. So with Jody, I think we haven't seen that from him, and I think that is his struggle, and that might be the factor that holds him back from getting that number one position when Ronan is not available. But as for Riyadh, I think Riyadh, man, has played for Chiefs, he has played for us, he has the experience domestically as well as the in the continental, man. But you look at the games that we played in the preseason, man, I think I was a little bit disappointed because he has the height to come out and dominate the box, man. But he made some silly errors where he came out, but he couldn't have a touch on the ball. So I think, Riyadh, with his experience, I think he should do better, man.
This is exactly why I have Shabalala starting. This is exactly why I think Shabalala should be number 2. I saw enough from that boy that convinced me that he's good enough. He's 26 years old. His short and long passing range, very good. He can break into the lines. He did that against Al Hilal. He has so much confidence on his footwork. The only time I saw him struggle was playing a long one to his right. That's the only one time I saw him struggle. 2, he's a great shot stopper. I'm really convinced with his shot stopping. So this is why I think he should be our number 2. Yes, goalkeeper's primary role is to save goals. He does that, and he gives you more. I think he's the closest we have to Holman in terms of style. And I don't think Jody is a great shot stopper, but if there's one thing that he lacks, I don't think he's confident enough with his footwork. There was a game that we played the day we played Al Hilal, the game that we played in the morning. There was a time where the opponent pressed us, and as they pressed, they left holes, and Zwane was open, Mohare, and he had if you played that ball, we were going to get a great chance, and he kicked the ball out, and Zwane was really disappointed. And not just that, I saw him not finding his man quite frequently. So because of that, I won't have him as my number 2. Riyad is tall, but Riyad has let me down most of this preseason, man, with the aerial balls. I was really disappointed in Riyad. I think Onyango should not be the number 2 at club. And Onyango is 39 years old. And him being the number 2 is holding back Jody Shabalala in terms of getting more game time and being integrated into the team, being used to Jazia Sundown and playing, So I think he should be number 4, personally, Onyango. I think it's Ronwen, it's Shabalala, it's Jody. Yeah, number 4, 5. They will fight for that spot. Those are my thoughts. Share your thoughts, guys, on the comment section. Tell us, who do you think should be our number 2 and why? Thank you guys for watching. Please continue subscribing and helping us grow this channel, man. The next time you will see us will be sometime next week when we preview our semi-final, first leg at MTN 8, because we definitely beat him. Hey, I keep killing say, look at how. Raps, sharp, Mazanda Wana, sharp, Raps.
Sharp, Masanda.